What's up guys, my name is Robin and welcome back to topics on my channel, RobzarrGoesRawr. Now, before we get into today's topic, I'm just going to say a few things. Obviously, I'm not in my study like I usually am, I'm actually in my lounge, because my computer done goofed and deleted a load of my recent files, and that includes the first take of this video I recorded to upload for you guys today. The test my knowledge video that I recorded to upload for you guys today, and a couple of other walkthrough videos. Specifically, and it's really random, it specifically deleted the last video of all of my walkthrough videos that I've pre-recorded. Luckily enough, I've got most of it uploaded already to YouTube, so I haven't got to worry too much about re-recording anything. It's just a bit of a pain for backups, but for games like that haven't been uploaded yet, Soma is one of them. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture and things like that. I'm gonna have to replay them all over again, basically, and it's a real bummer because now I already know what happens at the end of these games, and the whole point of these games is for the endings to be like mind-blowing, and it's a real shame that I've now got to play the ending again knowing what's already going to happen. But basically that's what's happened. So the reason I'm in my lounge is because I came home from work about half an hour ago. It's 5 to 1 in the morning on technically the day you're going to be watching this video. Technically now it is Thursday, so it's 5 to 1 in the morning. I just got home from work to check the videos just to find out that they hadn't been uploaded because a load of the files got corrupted by my computer, so I'm having to re-record them right now. So I was just kind of like, fuck it, I was gonna get an early night, and now I'm gonna have to sit here and record and edit and upload for you guys in time for you guys to see these videos tomorrow, or technically today. So that's why I'm in my lounge, because while I'm editing I'm gonna watch some Pretty Little Liars and just chill out, and hopefully these videos would have got to you guys on time today. I'm really going to try hard to make sure I don't go to sleep until they are, but I have got work again tomorrow, so it's kind of give and take on how long it takes for things to edit and upload, but hopefully it shouldn't take too long. So today's topic is going to be Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. For those of you who don't know, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is the next story in the Harry Potter series. Now, you guys know I'm a massive Potter fan. You know, you saw my test my knowledge video last week. I aced it, basically. I got every single question right, which was awesome, and I am super excited about the prospect of a new story coming out of the Potter franchise. Sorry, my cat's just like staring at my PlayStation. I got a Batman vs Superman screen, it's just staring at it and going like that as it changes. It's really funny. But yeah, I'm really excited at the prospect of having another story in the Potter universe. It's really exciting for me. I don't know how things are going to work. Obviously, on top of the Cursed Child, we've got the different films coming out from books within the books, like the one about, what was it? The Curious Creatures or whatever. So we've got all that going on in film, which is great. It's obviously all written. It's all like everything is still written by J.K. Rowling, which is fantastic, and that's all going on. The reason I'm going to talk about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child specifically is because it's. Hang on, Storm, get your butt down from there. Yeah, have some of that. Go on, silly cat. The reason I'm going to talk about the Cursed Child specifically, sorry about that by the way, is because it is going to be portrayed first and foremost as a theatre show, which is completely new. The story is still written by J.K. Rowling, but it is not going to be presented as a film. It's going to be presented as a two-part theatre show, which is different, and it worries me a little bit for Potter fans that can't afford to go to a theatre to see two productions when ordinarily they just pay a tenner to go to the cinema. You know, going to a theatre is a lot more costly. You've then got, unless you live in the area where there is one showing, and I think the closest one to me is London, which is still about an hour and a half, 2 hours away by car. It's a costly thing, and you know, there's die-hard Potter fans out there. There's families worth of Potter fans out there. You know, in my family, I'm a Potter fan. My mum's a Potter fan. My dad's a Potter fan. My brother's a Potter fan. Everyone's a Potter fan, and a cinema trip when we used to go out and see the new films would cost the price of one ticket to go and see this production. That's the kind of like putting the price difference in perspective there. A whole family could go see a Potter film in the cinema for the price of one person going to see the Potter production, and that is worrying for me because I think a lot of fans are going to miss out. I have a feeling, this isn't confirmed or anything, I just think it would be a smart move to do it, so, you know, they must have thought about the price thing. I think at some point there will be it will be recorded and it will come to cinemas, and then it will be something you can own on DVD. I think that's probably what will happen, but again, that's just coming off the top of my head. There's nothing's been said about it or anything. And of course, there is the book coming out for it as well, which is not going to be a one-part book. It's going to be it's not going to be a two-part book. Sorry, it's going to be the two production shows in one book, and it's apparent. I think it's the script, which again is going to be really strange because we're reading it as a scripted story and not as a book. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. I don't know whether they're presenting it differently to previous Potter books. Obviously, the Potter books in general, as kids' books, they've been relatively easy to read, but to do it as a production and release the script as a book might be a little bit different, and again, it might be a little bit intimidating to younger readers, I guess. So I don't really know what's going to happen about that. Like I said at the beginning, I am excited about the idea of having another story in the Potter universe. For those of you who don't know, just a bit of information about the actual production itself. Obviously, Daniel Radcliffe, I say obviously, it might not be obvious to some people, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint and Emma Watson aren't in it. It's set about, I think it's set a couple of years after the epilogue at the end of Deathly Hallows, so it's based around Harry's son. I think it's set around. I think I read it was set around Albus Severus Potter, which is one of Harry and Ginny's kids, and it's based around the idea of the pressure that he feels as a young student at Hogwarts, dealing with the fact that his dad is Harry Potter, the person that defeated Voldemort. And it feels like magic aside, because obviously it's a theatre production, they haven't got the special effects. Obviously you can do like I've seen a lot of theatre productions, I went to see a lot with school, I've seen a few with family and friends. You can do some amazing things with special effects in theatre. For example, Wicked, which is one of my favourite productions to go and see. Like, the special effects behind that are incredible, and you can do things to make theatre productions magical, and it is completely possible, but obviously not on the level that you would have them in a film. The level of special effects and the type of special effects they can use is going to be completely reverse, and it's going to be strange seeing that in a production. But I think they're actually taking a lot more of a human approach to. They're focusing on the child, which is what the world of Harry Potter was started at. It started out as young Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter starting his adventure at Hogwarts, and we're going to see young Albus Severus Potter starting his adventure at Hogwarts, but it's going to be a lot more human because it is based around the fact that he has to deal with the fact that everyone knows who his dad is instead of everybody, and in turn everybody knowing who he is. And that's very similar to how the first couple of books for Harry Potter were told. You know, it was about Harry finding out who he is, finding out why everybody knows him, finding out who his parents were to other people, and things like that. And it's kind of like a retelling from Harry's son's perspective in a way that it kind of gives a message. No matter what you do, these kind of things are going to happen, and it seems to be a recurring theme for the Potter family. Now, obviously, like I said, they haven't got Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. They've cast obviously older Harry, Ron's, and Hermione's, and there has been a lot of shit going around about the fact they've cast a black woman as Hermione. I'm going to say this right now. I have no problem. I think it's fantastic, and I can understand why people would have a problem with it. Not in a racist way, obviously, because Emma Watson is the only person to have ever played Hermione. But they've seemed to have put a lot of focus on that instead of focusing on the fact that Daniel Radcliffe is the only person that's ever played Harry Potter, and this is the one I'm really annoyed about right here. Rupert Grint is the only person that has ever played Ron Weasley. Now, like I said, I don't have a problem with Hermione's character being played by a black woman. In the books, there is no specification that Hermione is white. The only specification she's geeky, she's got long brown hair, blah blah blah. You know, there's no definition of skin colour or anything within the book, so, you know, fair play to them. They've got complete freedom to cast whoever they want, and I think it's great that they're kind of expanding the ways that we could look at the books, because that's basically what it is. It's an expansion of the universe, and if it kind of like stayed the same, it would get itself stuck. And if they want Harry Potter to continue to expand, I mean, it's going to continue to exist forever. You know, it's a fantasy classic now. It's gonna exist forever. But if they want to expand it, they need to have other ways of looking at it, and they need to interpret the books in different ways. And that's where the whole recasting of Harry, Ron, and Hermione has come from. So, Black Hermione, great. I haven't got a problem with that at all. I have a problem with the fact that the guy they've cast as Ron isn't ginger. And again, I don't mean this in any kind of offence, but in the book, it is specifically said that Ron is a ginger guy. He's a ginger kid, you know, and, you know, I have no problem with that. Like, this is my natural hair colour now. It doesn't look very ginger, but when I was younger, I had, like, bright orange ginger hair. I'd find a photo of my younger self if I had one lying around the living room, but I don't. And basically, obviously they can dye this guy's hair, but I don't know, I found it more, like, weird and not infuriating, but like confusing that they've cast a guy who hasn't got ginger hair for the character that is specifically known for having ginger hair, and everyone else seemed to be focused on the fact that Hermione's character is going to be played by a black woman. I don't care who plays who, and obviously they can dye this guy's hair that's going to play Ron, but it was just really strange to me how some people are taking the race of someone and making it a problem instead of focusing on the book. If you're like a proper Harry Potter fan, there's no specifics. There is every possibility that in the films, Hermione could have been cast as someone that was black. There's no problem with that. It's not specified in the book, and quite frankly, like I said, it's a welcome change because it needs to carry on adapting if it's gonna continue to go through to new people. And I don't know, I just found the whole thing really quite absurd that there was such a big problem about it. But, you know, these people that they've cast, obviously they're walking in the shoes, and these are going to be like seasoned actors and actresses that are playing these roles that got started out by 11 and 12-year-old kids, and they are walking and putting themselves into the shoes of the three biggest British characters on the planet. You know, they are the, like, Harry, Ron, and Hermione have only ever been played by one person each. You know, they are these seasoned actors are going to be like 3 or 4 times the age of Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, and they are stepping into their shoes. And it's, you know, I can imagine it must be quite nerve-wracking for them, because everyone's got this image, this one image. And it happens with everything that's only got kind of like one of itself. It's got this image of how the Harry Potter characters should look, and how they should act, and how they should talk, and what they should say. And they must be completely and utterly shitting themselves, if I'm being quite honest. You know, they're stepping into the shoes of people a third of their age that have kind of set people's souls and people's lives on fire by playing these characters, and I can imagine it can be quite daunting, but at the same time I think that's good, because they know they've got a challenge, and they know that they can't half-ass it. You know, it's Harry Potter. You say Harry Potter to anyone and they know what it is. If you're gonna do something in anything to do with Harry Potter, there's so much pressure behind you that you know you have to be perfect, otherwise you're gonna get canned. And you know, the films weren't perfect. The books, I love the books to pieces. The films weren't perfect. Obviously, a film adaptation of a book is never going to be as detailed as the book, and it's never going to be quite on the same level. But the films, despite the fact they weren't perfect, were also perfect for people that hadn't read the books. They were in a lot of ways the best they could be. And I don't know, I just think if people were to go in to do something to do with Harry Potter and not put their all into it, it would be, you know, the fans, like, and myself included in this, would start rioting. It would be horrendous, and it would be something that would kill the franchise. So the fact that they have probably got so much pressure, and you know, probably a lot of kind of anxiety about filling the boots of these young people that have inspired so many other young people and opened up this franchise to new and wonderful things, and basically taken over the planet, it must be something that obviously they're scared of, but in a lot of ways it's going to push them to make sure they do their best. And that's something really good, and it's something that we need to happen, because of the fact that we're going from a film production to an actual production. Everything that's going to happen with this new Harry Potter story is going to be completely new to the franchise, and despite all the problems that they could have about money issue and, you know, special effects, it's going to be a completely new way of looking at the franchise. And again, I think that's great, because, you know, films and books that will last forever, and the films and the books in the Harry Potter franchise are going to last forever, but there is no reason why that can't be expanded. And obviously they've got theme parks, they've got extended books, they've got basically everything, but they don't have a production. And in some ways I'm a little bit shocked that Daniel Radcliffe isn't going to be in it, I wouldn't be surprised, given his connections to theatre, if he made an appearance at some point. It wouldn't surprise me if he had a cameo. But I don't know if I can see that happening or not, because obviously it's Daniel Radcliffe and he's off doing many wonderful things elsewhere in the world, probably. So yeah, that's basically my views on Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Now, for those of you who don't know, the production is going to be starting in, I think, November. Is it November? It might be even earlier than November. I can't remember. March, April, May, June. It might be June, actually. I think it starts in June, and it's only playing in like big cities. So obviously, like I said, my closest one is London. It's in 2 parts. Now, you can either buy a 2-part ticket, and basically what happens is they show one half or one part during the kind of like lunchtime shows for productions, and they show the second half in the evening. The reason they've had to do that, and it is completely fair, the reason they've had to do that is because Harry Potter films are quite long. They're normally about 2.5-3 hours each, and productions are normally about half that. So they're kind of like, to keep the actors and actresses kind of like on key, they have to take that break in between. And obviously they've got, I don't know what the story's going to be, but set changes and stuff like that. So that's why it's going to be in 2 parts, which is completely understandable. You can buy you could buy a 2-part ticket and you can see it both in one day, or you can buy one part and you can see it over 2 days, or you can see one half 1 month and the other half another month, or whatever. You can basically chop and change and do it however you like. I think it's going to be good. I think it can't be bad. Basically, it can't be bad, and there's a lot of things coming out like with the whole "it can't be bad, otherwise it will kill basically the whole company." There's a lot of things coming out like that at the moment, like Star Wars: Force Awakens, Batman Begins, Batman vs Superman. There's a lot of films coming out that if they aren't, a lot of films coming out, and a lot of things like that coming out, like The Cursed Child, that if they aren't good, they'll kill the franchise. You know, it's a lot of pressure. I can imagine they're under a lot of pressure, but I have all faith that J.K. Rowling will work her own muggle magic and make sure this is probably one of the best things we're ever going to see in production. I'm really excited for it, and I think it's going to be a fantastic new experience for Harry Potter fans. I hope they do release a DVD version of it, or show it in cinemas or something. I think it'd probably be the smart thing to do, so I'm hoping they'll do that. And obviously I'm really excited to read the book as well, and see how that's being published, and if there's any differences between how they've written it to the other Potter books. But yeah, overall I'm really excited, but I would like to hear your thoughts on everything I've said in the comments below. I will put a link in the description to the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child's website if there's any other information that I've missed that you want to check out. I haven't actually read anything about it for a couple of weeks, so there might be something else in there that I haven't talked about, and all the information for that will be in the description. If you want to check that out for yourself, you can also buy tickets from there and check scheduling times and things like that. So that's going to be it from me for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are on Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in the comments below. Make sure you keep an eye out for the rest of the videos that are coming out this week, and until the next time you hear from me, guys, as always, stay classy, gamers.